Everyone. Today we are going to cover on the next topic in our course, which is structure of phrases. We have gone through the word level, okay, where we have learned about the different types of word classes which belongs to open word class as well as closed word classes, yeah. And open word classes are, for example, like noun, verbs, adjectives and adverbs, while closed word classes are words like pronoun, determiners, what do you call that, prepositions and all that, yeah. So you can actually refer to our previous slides, and today we are going to learn about the structure of we're going to go into phrases, yeah. And we're going to go into in order for us to learn about phrases, we have to know about the structure or the makeup of a phrase. And for this particular course, we are going to delve in depth into 5 different types of phrases: noun phrase, verb phrase, adjective phrase, adverbial phrase, as well as prepositional phrase. We are going to cover on topic related to of course, okay, the general definition or the general concept of phrases in an English language. We're going to take a look at the notion of head, yeah, in which it is a compulsory component for all types of phrases. And we're going to go into our first type of phrase, which is a noun phrase. In order for us to make sense of the makeup of a noun phrase, okay, we have to know, and we have to we have to delve deeper or in depth on the notion or the concepts of pre-modifier and post-modifiers. And finally, we're going to take a look at the different functions of a noun phrase. All right, everyone. So we have gone into the first subtopic on the notion or on the aspect of heads. Okay, so heads here. Here it says that the head of a phrase is the word that determines the syntactic type of that phrase. Okay, for example, boiling hot water. Okay, boiling hot water here is a noun phrase. Okay, it's a noun phrase. Why it is a noun phrase? You look at in this phrase, boiling hot water, in which the word water is considered as the head. Yeah, the head that controls the entire phrase. We are talking what is boiling, what is hot, and the answer is water. So this is the head, which happens to be a noun. So therefore, with the pre-modifier of adjectives boiling and hot, plus a noun, yeah. So this is the adjective, yeah. Adjective 1, adjective 2. Okay, so the combination of these pre-modifiers plus a noun makes it into a noun phrase, yeah. Okay, and basically a head is a one word. Okay, a phrase is normally controlled by only one head, okay, or only one word, just like a human body. So we cannot have more than 2 heads, yeah. Okay, so it's just a one word that controls all the other words in the phrase lah. Okay, and this the word class of the head, yeah, so determines the word class of the entire phrase. So if this is a noun, therefore it has to be a noun phrase. So if you identify the head as a noun, so the type of phrase must be a noun phrase. So if you identify the head as an adjective, therefore the type of phrase is an adjective phrase. So it's, so on and so forth lah. Okay. Okay, in order for us to understand further about the notion of head or the subtopic, or how head functions in a phrase, so I'm just going to use how head functions in a noun phrase. Yeah, so it's quite how to say, quite easy, I mean manageable for you to understand how a head function in a phrase, particular a noun phrase. Yeah, so here we took a look at this one here. It says that every constituent or every phrase, that's another name for a phrase lah, but which is it can be also known as a constituent, but a constituent actually has bigger definition, which we will explore in our upcoming topics. Yeah, okay, so but at the moment, okay, what you need to understand that, okay, constituent here referring to a phrase. Yeah, okay, and every phrase must have a head, which determines the nature of the whole constituent. So the nature of the whole constituent here means the type of the constituent or the type of the phrase. Okay, it all depends on the head, as what I mentioned just now. Okay, so if the head is noun, so it's a noun phrase. If the head is adjective, so the whole phrase is an adjective phrase. Yeah, so for example here, all these are examples of a noun phrase. All of these are all noun phrases. None of it is actually in a form of verb phrase or adjective phrase or adverbial or prepositional phrase. All of this. Okay, so all these noun phrases, okay, can be in a single word. Okay, can be in a single word, like this one here: music, summer, we, him. All these are noun phrase, but not pre-modified or post-modified by any types of grammatical function words. Okay, or any open or closed words, word classes, for example. What I meant there. Okay, so it can be in a single unit. A noun phrase can be a single unit, or it can be in a form of phrases, like a phrase, okay, frasa, okay, in which it can be modified or can be post modified. So here what we are looking at, okay, this is actually a wrong, I have colored it wrongly, so it should be this one here. This is the noun and this is the pre-modifier in a form of article. So this is a noun phrase. Dog is a noun, therefore this is a noun phrase pre-modified by the article a. So same goes with man, the old man. The, we have pre-modifier article or determiner and adjective. And that table here is a that clause, so we have a relative word that, and table is a noun. In the corner is being post modified by a prepositional phrase. A nice day at the beach. Okay, day is a noun. Nice is an article. Nice is an adjective. At the beach is another preposition. The sofa. Okay, this is a noun phrase pre-modified by an article, and we bought in the sofa we bought in the sale. Okay, so here the sofa basically we bought in the sale. So that is a noun phrase. It's being pre-modified by another clause. Okay, so this is a clause. Yeah, okay, we go in the upcoming topic also we're going to go into clauses. Yeah, but first we look at the phrase dulu. Okay, next. Okay, when we are looking at phrases, okay, a phrase, the structure of a phrase has two components. Okay, so we have the structural level, okay, the structural and the functions of a phrase. So we have to take a look at when we're talking about phrase, there are two things that we have to remember, there are two things that we have to consider, or we have to understand its structure. Okay, when we are dealing with syntax, okay, we are dealing about the construction or the formation, yeah, of the particular how to say, sentences ke, phrases ke, or clauses of a sentence. And the second part is you have to also understand the functions of each phrase and how and the role it plays within a sentence. So these are the two things that you need to understand when we are dealing with all the 5 types of phrases later on. Okay, and we're going to start first with a noun phrase. Okay, and I'm going to show you how a noun phrase, the structure, how a noun phrase is structured and how a noun phrase functions within a sentence. So first, we're going to take a look how a noun phrase is structured or how a noun phrase is constructed. Okay, so here it says that, okay, so if you look at this one here, Okay, a noun phrase can be constructed using this formula. Okay, so I would say it is somewhat like a formula or a combination of word classes. Okay, and combination of word classes in which it can form a noun phrase. So a noun phrase can be formed by combining an article with a noun. Okay, so it becomes, for example, the tree, or an article plus adjective phrase plus a noun. So we have the big tree, which this is article and this is the adjective phrase and this is the noun, or an article plus adjective phrase plus a noun plus a prepositional phrase. So here we have article, adjective, noun, and this is the prepositional phrase. How do we know this is a prepositional phrase? Normally marked or signaled by a preposition within that particular phrase. Yeah. So these are some of the combination of different word classes or different modifier and modifiers that can accompany a noun, hence transforming it into a noun phrase. Okay, a head, which we have established, is also known as the controller. Okay, the head may have several modifiers. It can have one modifier or more than one modifier or no modifier at all. For example, one modifier, for example, a tree. Okay, so there's satu je, which is in the form of article. Or more than one modifier, a big tree. Okay, so there are the article, there are the adjective, and then we have the noun. Or no modifier, in which the noun phrase the head can be a standalone component, tree. So it can either so it's optional. It's not to say not to say that it's optional, but the construction can vary lah. So either a head can be accompanied by one modifier, multiple modifier, or no modifier at all. Okay, when dealing with modifiers, what you need to understand, there are two types of modifiers: obligatory modifiers and optional modifiers. Okay, so these obligatory modifiers is in the form of complements. Okay, so in the form of complements, while optional modifiers is always or normally in the form of adjuncts. And complements here, it can be in a form of objects or a complement of a verb or subject complement. Okay, so later on we shall delve deeper into these different types of complements. Yeah, and adjunct is normally in a form of adverbial phrase or sometimes what we call adverbial. There's differences between these two. Okay, so also we're going to elaborate more on this as we proceed to the upcoming topics. All right, we're going to take a look at the structure of a phrase. Yeah, the structure of a phrase, in which I have mentioned previously that in a phrase there are two things that you have to understand, or the two things that you have to be familiar with: its structure and its function. So we're going to take a look at the structure first. So this is within the context of a noun phrase. Yeah, within the context of a noun phrase, in which a noun phrase, the structural level of a noun phrase consists of functional level and structural level. Okay, so functional level and structural level. This is basic lah, the basic formation or construction of the structure of a noun phrase. So let's we take a look at how a noun phrase can be pre-modified. So let's say in a form of a structure of a pre-modification. So we have the functional level, which is the first level, in which we have pre-modification, we have the head, and we have the post modification. So if you are looking at here, kita tengok yang kat bawah ni, this sentence here, the trees in our garden. So the trees in our garden, that is the entire is a phrase lah. The trees in our garden is a phrase, or is a noun phrase that is being pre-modified by the word by the article. Okay, it's pre-modified by the article, and this article belongs to the functional level called pre-modification, while the trees is the head in a form of a noun. Yeah, the trees is a noun which is in a form, or we identify it as the head, while in our garden is a prepositional phrase that belongs to the category of post-modification at functional level. So pre-modification, head, and post-modification is the functional level, the first level lah, okay, ataupun dia punya umbrella, the big umbrella, okay. And then when you actually narrow it down, it goes to the structural level, in which we identify it according to its word classes. So we have the article, we have the noun, and we have the prepositional phrase, because kita ambil the entire phrase here, rather than kita letak ini preposition, ini personal pronoun, ini noun. No, yeah, okay, all right. And then that is the structural level, and then finally the whole and the entire phrase. So ini yang paling basic lah, the basic structure of a noun phrase, which consists of two levels, functional and structural level. Okay, next, also there are another variety of this structure, in which the functional level, there are two levels, functional level 1 and functional level 2, as what you can see in this slide here. For example, here the big trees in our garden, you can further break it down, okay, break it down into second functional level. Okay, so in the previous slide we have learned about the first functional level, which is the pre-modification, the head, and the post-modification. That one, if we just have the trees in our garden, for example, like that lah. Okay, let's say you can actually further break it down into a functional level 2. Okay, for example here, article and adjective phrase for the and big. Okay, so the is an article. Article belongs to the category of determiner. Okay, so here we have big is an adjective phrase or an adjective that belongs to subcategory of modification. Yeah, so here kita ada pre-modification kan. So here is another big category, another we can break it down lah. Pre-modification tu, okay, that you can actually bring it into a functional level 2 to as a another group to modify a noun, and then the rest sama. Okay, so we have the head, and then we have the post modification. So yang beza dekat sini, in which we can further break it down rather than pre-modification, let's say terus pergi ke article. Okay, this article can go up into another functional level 2, in which article belongs to determiner, determiner group. So you can the pre-modification category, or what do you call that, aspect, can be break it down into functional level 2 to make it more specific. And then finally baru kita pergi ke structural level, which is the word classes, the open or the word closed word classes, article, adjective phrase, noun, and the prepositional phrase, and then barulah the noun phrase. Okay, so that is how you can actually break down the structure of a noun phrase. Yeah, from the functional level, either the basic one, functional level, structural level, or functional level 1, functional level 2, and structural level. Okay, and this is another example of functional of a noun phrase with two functional levels. And the examples give there are different examples. 3 examples here: the man on the corner, the legs of the table, our grave doubts about our grave doubts about the economy. Okay, so you can see that how all these noun phrases can be broken into, or can be deconstructed according to its functional and structural level. Alright, so based on what we have learned just now, so we have reached at our first brain teaser activity. We have learned that a phrase is formed according to functional and structural levels. So based on, I need all of you to take a look at all these 5 sentences here, and on your own try to break down all these different, 5 noun phrases into its functional and structural levels. And all and the functional level, and some of these noun phrases, the functional levels can be broken into functional level 1 and functional level 2. So good luck.